High volume. High volume.
Good morning. It is Saturday, July 11th, and I am in process of getting ready to work on the second speech that I have to give. So I will be giving my second speech to my Toastmasters group on August 5th. And I do have a little process, and y'all, this is raw, uncut content because you see I'm in my bunny. Please do not judge me. When I get in that mode and I'm really thinking about what it is I want to write or say, I literally grab my pen and my paper and I get to jotting down my ideas. The second speech has to be a speech with purpose. Again, it's 5 to 7 minutes. When I decided to join Toastmasters, you have different type of pathways that you can choose from. My pathway that I chose was presentation. So my goal is to really get good on presentations. And I'm about to take y'all along with me. And the purpose of my speech, I'm going to talk about rebranding. And I believe that I can adequately talk about this topic for 5 to 7 minutes, because to know me is to know I probably am on my 12th life right now. But I'm excited, and I'm going to bring y'all along a little background. I'm in my bed, and I'll probably take y'all to the coffee shop and stuff with me. But yeah. Last week, I didn't get to finish everything, so I'm back again, and I'm getting ready to continue to work on my speech. My goal is to have my speech completed by this weekend, so that I can begin saying it over and over and kind of remembering it. So I'll keep you updated. Now, the last time I tried to make this video, I accidentally deleted. But I'm about to say my second speech with Toastmasters. And y'all, I did finish writing the speech. I'm still not prepared. But I'm going to tell them it's a disclaimer. I'm going to say it because I really didn't get to fully memorize the speech. And I'm the only speaker scheduled for tonight. So I didn't want to say, oh, I can't do it. So I'll probably be re-saying this speech again. I more than likely may still just post this first trial run, and then I'll post the second one again. But yeah, we are about to walk in. So come along. I will be looking a lot at my phone, so I'll probably be re-saying this speech again. But to start, the cost of rebranding. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word rebrand? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Maybe you picture a business changing its logo, or selecting a new color scheme, or creating a new slogan, redesigning its website, or refreshing its social media presence. According to Merriam-Webster, to rebrand means to publicly refer to or describe someone or something in a new or different way. Like many of you, I once believed rebranding was mainly about the external changes we could see. What I failed to recognize was the amount of internal work, sacrifice, and intentional decision-making required to produce those external results. Today, I want to challenge the way you think about rebranding, not only as something businesses do, but something people can do too. Most successful businesses don't stay the same forever. Many companies undergo a rebrand every 7 to 10 years to remain relevant, adapt to changing markets, or better reflect who they are becoming. A couple of recent rebrands caught my attention. Coach became one of my favorites growing up. Owning a Coach purse back in the day meant that you were that girl. To connect with a new generation, Coach brought back its iconic designs while modernizing its marketing and customer experience. Then there's Dunkin', formerly known as Dunkin' Donuts. The company removed the word donuts after recognizing beverages had become a major part of its business. The new name better reflected who the company had become, not who it used to be. Although these companies made different changes, they all had one thing in common. They understood that the cost of staying the same was greater than the cost of changing. Businesses don't rebrand because they're bored. They rebrand because growth requires change. Before making those changes, they evaluate where they are, identify what's no longer working, define where they want to go, and gather feedback before moving forward. As I learned more about the process, I couldn't help but ask myself, what if we approached our own lives the same way? When I sat down to write this speech, I struggled to put my thoughts into words. So I pulled out about 10 journals from underneath my bed and started reading them. As I flipped through those pages, I realized they all had two things in common. First, I was tired of surviving. Second, I wanted more for myself and for my life. But wanting more wasn't enough. It required making a decision, sacrifice, and discipline. Some of you may remember my last Toastmaster speech speaking about the experience of birthday blues as I approached my 30th birthday. Looking back now, I realized that wasn't just another birthday. It marked the beginning of my rebrand, and luckily for many of you, you've been watching it in real time. My rebrand started with one question: why did I want more for myself? Answering that question led me back to therapy, where I began working through forgiveness, grief, boundaries, confidence, and rebuilding trust in myself. That's when I realized something. Every rebrand has a cost. Mine just wasn't measured in dollars. The first cost was comfort. Therapy forced me to have conversations with myself that I had been avoiding for years. The second cost was old habits. Some habits had to stay with the previous version of me because they couldn't come into the next chapter. The third cost was time and consistency. This didn't come overnight. It happened over several years of choosing growth, building healthier routines, and continuing even when it wasn't easy. As I changed internally, externally, changes began to follow. I lost over 40 pounds and maintained that weight. My confidence grew. My wardrobe changed because I changed. And I began investing in opportunities aligned with the woman I wanted to become, like Toastmasters. Toastmasters has become one of the greatest investments in my rebrand. It's helping me to communicate more, articulate my thoughts more clearly, and prepare for opportunities I believe are ahead of me. Because if someone catches me in the elevator, I don't want to just pitch an idea. I want to leave them with knowing exactly who Tori is. Now that I've shared my rebrand journey, I'd like to leave you with a few thoughts if you've ever considered rebranding your life. First, honestly assess where you are today. Ask yourself, what's no longer working for me? Next, define who you want to become. Remember, this is your vision, not your family's, not your friends or society's expectations. Learn to quiet the limited beliefs and opinions of others. Then begin taking small intentional steps towards that vision. One disclaimer: it won't be easy. Real rebranding happens one decision at a time. One of my favorite books is Atomic Habits by James Clear. One lesson that stuck with me is the idea of becoming 1% better every day. That shifted my focus from chasing perfection to pursuing consistency. Whenever the journey becomes difficult, keep your why at the front of your mind. Your why will carry you on the days when motivation doesn't. No matter your age, your current bank status, or your current circumstances, I truly believe you can become the person you aspire to be. And it won't happen overnight. But the vision, discipline, consistency, and the courage to grow, your rebrand can begin today. As I close, some of you may already be in the middle of your own rebrand. Maybe you can't quite see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you're questioning whether all the hard work is worth it. If that's you, I encourage you to give yourself grace. Growth isn't always easy, and rebranding isn't always comfortable, but we are constantly evolving. We are consistently evolving. The important thing is making sure your life is moving in the direction of the person you want to become. When I asked you at the beginning of this speech, what comes to mind when you heard the word rebrand, many of us probably really did think about logos, colors, and marketing campaigns. I hope today you'll think about it. I hope today you'll think about something different. I hope you will think about the courage it takes to grow, the discipline it takes to stay consistent, and the internal work that produces the external change everyone else sees. Because businesses aren't afraid to evolve, neither should we. The greatest rebrand you'll ever witness won't belong to a business, it'll belong to you. Thank you.